That's what it's about. So we are intelligent people. We are. But unfortunately, we've been putting people in office that really doesn't want to inform us. And you know what? You got 4 city council members over there. 1 or 2 of them are gone. They voted to give this $33 million to a law firm out of Birmingham, not Mississippi, let alone Jackson, to sign this Siemens agreement. When we have a city legal department, a department of lawyers over there, that's their job, to deal with contracts for the city. What's the excuse they gave? We need a law firm with enough money to negotiate, enough strength. When Siemens put the agreement together, nobody went to court, nobody did any depositions. Siemens put the settlement together, and this law firm came over here and signed it, and they got $33 million. 4 council members voted for that. And that's what the former mayor had. It was like he had 4 council members that would vote for anything he wanted. Brazil was one of them. Anything he wanted. No argument. And that's their job. Wait a minute. Why are we doing this? How is this going to serve the community? What benefit are we going to get from this? They claim that we got $90 million from that Siemens deal, which we didn't. When everything was said and done, and after they paid this $33 million out, the city of Jackson, according to news reports, got about $7 million. These are the people now that's looking over our money. That's supposed to be knowing what's going on with our money. See, you should be asking your council person when they coming out, and they usually don't come out until time for election. Why did you vote for that? Well, I wasn't there. Well, how come you don't know that we were $23 million in debt? Can you answer these questions? These are the type of things that they don't want asking. Well, why is it that y'all don't have it together enough so that you can receive this money over in the legislature that was already been earmarked for Jackson, but you ain't even asking for it properly? I'm looking at a sheet here that was provided to me. You can see it, black and white. 200,000, 250,000, 70,000, 400,000, 750,000, 400,000, 100,000, 500,000. Over there in the legislature that Jackson could be received. And why didn't it? Because there have been no audit. You see, that's why I say, we don't need a gossip show. We need facts. We need facts. So when I say we ain't got to go nowhere sitting down, marching and demonstrate. We need to register and we need to vote. That's what that scares them the most. That's why we are 100% represented in our prisons than they are. 38% of the population and 68% of the prison population. 38,000 children in Jackson between the age of 5 and 18, school age, and less than 17,000 in our school system that has a budget of $434 million, a superintendent that's making $230,000, and they just gave him this year, I understand, 2 raises, $50,000. Where do they do that at? What is C-rated school district? Bus drivers underpaid, teachers underpaid, schools. Go ahead, Carly, on there.
So you saying the solution is voting?
Yes, sir.
But sir, let me say this, and I'm being serious, right?
I hope you are.
People your age is the reason why the problem exists,
Tell me why.
okay?
Tell me why.
Because you say voting is the solution,
Yes.
and tell me why can't you get an 18-year-old in Jackson, Mississippi to vote, let alone the rest of the counties in Mississippi? Black 18-year-olds do not vote. Nobody has stressed that to them ever.
Okay, well, you saying
I've been
I'm
on the earth.
hold on.
Wait a
Hold on.
minute.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Or I'm gonna cut you off. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
So when you call in and you're making an accusation, you say people my age. What do we have to do with this?
You have a lot to do with because you're talking right now.
Okay,
You concerned, so if you want people to get out the vote, why can't you get all them children in Jackson State to vote right now?
Well, you can tell me that solution.
No. I want you to get every student.
Wait a minute. I'm doing something. I'm doing something.
Like I said.
Do you think this airtime? Wait a minute. Do you think this airtime is free?
See, you don't want to do it. You don't want to do the work.
I said, do you think this airtime is free? Do you think this airtime is free?
Like I said, you need
no, I understand.
Vote.
What I don't have is time to argue. Like I said, I'm not here to argue. I'm not here to argue. If a person got a solution, put your solution into work. But see, I know the scheme. They get people to call in to take up my time on crap. I only got an hour here. And I don't have time to argue with people that don't have the facts. Like I said, this is not a gossip show. We're not here just to toss out accusations. Unsubstantiated at that. What we're saying is there are solutions to the problem. And one major solution that they are afraid of is re-registering to vote. That's one that they're afraid of. Now, if you have some other solutions, fine. Put them to work. Fine. Nobody in here, nobody that I know of is stopping, I personally know of, stopping anybody from registering to vote. And I hope not. But I know when we represent twice as many white as our numbers are in prison, we need to be finding out the solution to that. Go ahead, Carly, on there.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Let me turn my radio down.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. I have a business, a tax business, and I do register people to vote through my business. And one of the major problems is persons that are felons, they think they can't vote. There are some felons that can't register to vote, but there are felons, a lot of felons that can register to vote. I register people to vote that are felons and at the age of 50-some years old that thought they couldn't vote. So that's one thing.
But now that's good information, brother. What is your company? What is your company?
Well, I have a tax business.
Okay.
I have a tax business here in Jackson. I've been in business for 25 years.
What's the name of your business? What's the name of your business?
Swift Financial and Tax Service.
You're providing a tremendous service, brother. That's why I'm asking you these questions. People need to know how to find you.
Yes, sir. And the other thing is what I always try to tell people, voting is necessary.
Yes.
And the reason why it's necessary is everything that we have, everything that we do, everything that we will do, everything that our children will have, everything that our children will do is governed. It's governed. Whether
Yes.
it's governed by local government,
Yes.
state government, or federal government. Even if you just look at a pencil, that pencil is governed by how that pencil has to be made, regulated by the government.
Exactly.
And so that's the number one reason why we need to vote, because everything is governed.
You're saying it loud and clear,
Everything.
brother. You're saying it loud and
From
clear. I really
your
can
clothes,
appreciate that.
your clothes, your food, your home, the roads that we drive on, the cars that we drive. It's just that simple.
Yes.
For the reason why we should vote. And I mean, this, you know, it's anybody can help a person register to vote. You can get a copy of the registration form online, or you go down to the circuit clerk office and get a copy of the form, make copies, and register people to vote. And from that point, you know, they have the right to vote however they want to vote.
Exactly.
But you need to vote because the government regulates everything. It's just that simple. So
appreciate your call, brother. Thank you. Thank you for calling.
Yes,
appreciate your call. You know, see, that's what I'm talking about, people. You know, but I know the scheme, because they get people to call in his show to try to burn up my time. I'm not here to argue with anybody. I ain't gonna argue with you. You got some facts? Let's hear the facts. But I definitely, you know, as it is, what they call an influencer, they following me right now. That's no joke. I get followed every time I leave the station here by people I don't know. Someone that I don't know. Because they don't want you to hear the facts. They don't want it. And that's why I'm saying to you, we ain't got to do no marching. We ain't got to do no sitting in and going down and whatever, boycotting. We got to do none of that. If that's fine, if it works. But the number one thing that we need to realize is voting is local. Politics is local. The people we put in office here in the municipal building over there, the mayor, the city council, the people that we put in office over there, the board of supervisors, they're the ones who are spending our money the most. They're the ones who are making and enforcing the laws. But I can remember when Jackson didn't have any black police. Now most of them, the majority of them are black. I can remember when they put 3 black policemen on the force, and they couldn't arrest a white person. Go ahead, Carl.
Charlie Kirk going around a white college getting children ready to vote.
As I was saying, politics is local. Politics is local. Now, I think, you know, the point is you can talk to your neighbor, you talk to your church group, whoever. But like I said, we ain't got to stage no sit-ins. No, if you're going to stage a rally to register the people to vote. We can do that. But I'm saying that here we are, almost 90% of the population in Jackson. Don't you think Jackson should be looking better than this? Hines County? I mean, don't just back you, look around you. But you say, where's the money? Jackson used to have premier restaurants. Used to have 4 or 5 movie theaters. Not one movie theater is in Jackson. Not one. Skating rink, pool hall, bowling alley. Why is that? Because our streets are raggedy? Don't have enough police? Lighting in the city is bad? Are we totally broke? We don't have money for nothing? Are we to believe that? But that's what they want. That's what they want. That's the thing. The white folks ain't giving. Now listen to that. That's why I had the senator and the state representative, Miss Washington, in here to tell you why don't you get no money from the Capitol over there? Because Jackson ain't doing what it's supposed to do to get it. You won't say, well, the white folks ain't giving us no money. You ain't doing what you're supposed to do. Then you can complain. This is what they don't want us to understand. And it's unfortunate that too many of us black folks that we put in office. And right now, it ain't nothing but black folks. Hines County Board of Supervisors, you got 5 supervisors over there. Every one of them black. Every one. Jackson Public School, superintendent black. Most of his assistants are black. They used to call them assistant superintendent. They didn't change the name. You got 7 board members over there, school board members, 7. 5 of them black. 5. So who making the decisions? How you gonna say white folks ain't doing this and white folks? Who making those decisions? Who? Who decided to give him a $50,000 raise twice? Who? When he closed 14 schools and renovated them. Who made that decision? White folks? When he gave all the construction work to a white company, one white company. Who made that decision? White folks? These are the people we put in office to look after our needs, not the people who don't even live here. We can sit and we can argue for days about nothing, or we can deal with the facts. Now, your council members, we should not be hearing, I didn't know we were $23 million in debt. We should not be hearing that we haven't had an audit in 3 years. That's their role. If they hadn't gotten an audit, then the community needs to be uproar. They go, hey, wait a minute, Mr. Mayor, whoever. Who you gonna blame for that? Did the legislature come down here and say you better not do an audit? Who you gonna blame for that? Then when we look around, our streets are ragged and the water is not fit to drink or even bathe in sometimes because it smells bad. Who we gonna blame for that? The rest of the world is watching this and they saying, well, wait a minute, who's in control down there? They got a black mayor down there? The city council, 5 members of them are black. The Hines County, every one of the supervisors is black. And they blaming who? See, when this settled on our mind enough that we really realize, you know, the people they've not been good stewards of our money. And that's just it. Yes, there's enough blame to go around over there to the legislature. That's enough. But they squeak around your own doorstep, right? Brother Walker.
Yeah, good evening, Jared.
Good evening. How you doing, brother? Yes.
Pretty good. Anyway, I've been listening to your show. The things that you have spoken about in terms of what has happened that brought us to where we are today, I cannot argue with what you said. My reason for calling, though, is to suggest that perhaps there's some things we could possibly do to change. It's not going to happen overnight.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
The fact of the matter is we are where we are today because of the integrated school system in which our real true teachers were taken out. And they had principals, counselors, and everything else put in our school, and they did not do so in good faith. Dr. King and the others who marched and protested, they believe or forgot that they were dealing with people who spoke with a fucking tongue. The Native Americans told us that. The people over there in Iran negotiating, and they get bombed in the middle of negotiation. Are people who you're dealing with who do not negotiate and do and do in good faith. So to agree, we've got to go back to basics. We've got to make sure that who's in our class and teaching our kids are people of conscience and integrity and know exactly what their role is.
Well, I
A
appreciate.
teacher, a school that does not teach a child to be free, it's not a school at all. And that's what we got. I don't know how many people they got in Jackson State, Chicken State, who are asking students, are you registered? No? Did you vote last term? I guarantee you, you might be lucky if you fire maybe 50, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's all time. But that's what we got to do. We got to go big. And the teachers got to teach the sermon. Give to God what you got and give the seed that we receive. And that's what I think we got to do now. And you can do that to protect everything, including business and banking.
Appreciate your
Thank you.
call, brother. Thank you, brother. You know, and it is basically. We had another call there. I saw a call. I think the name was Dwayne. Call back, please. But the thing is, we have to deal with facts. But see, you take our school district, for instance. I'm still talking about. You got to pay teachers like we appreciate it. We want good teachers. They were going to pay all these administrators down there who really ain't in the classroom. Go ahead, Carly, on there.
Yeah, so I really want to thank you for putting out some good information.
Appreciate you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much. May God continue to bless you.
Thank you so much. And sometimes it kind of it's great to hear the truth, man, but this is it. And then people say, well, what can we do about it? That's why I'm saying to us, I'm not asking that we go out and march and demonstrate. I'm saying register to vote and vote. And when we get people in office who are showing to us that they don't have our best interest in mind, they need to be relieved. I remember when I was in Birmingham in law school, and they got their first black mayor over there. They still had one. Everybody was happy until they got a chance to see what they were going to do. Before I left Birmingham, the last election they voted out. They had 9 council members. They voted out every one of them. And the mayor. Started over anew. So when people here feel like we're not going to vote, they get in office, they're there for life, they think. Regardless of what they do. But then, when they realize these people have understood that we're the ones, we are the government. I say that very plainly. I ain't saying that with no vindictiveness, no negativity about it. In Jackson, we are the government. In Hinds County, we are the government. When you have a body that's in control of your tax dollars, that is the government. The city council is to oversee the budget for the city, and the mayor is supposed to spend it wisely, going through the city council, getting their permission for anything he's going to spend over $10,000. We are the government. The board of supervisors over there, every dollar that's spent in Hinds County go through them. 5 black people. Every dollar that's spent in Hinds County go through them. It's a fact. That budget of $434 million, every dollar that's spent out of that $434 million go through the black superintendent and those 7 school board members, 5 of whom are black. Now we're blaming who? The money is there, and we blame it who? So when they want to feed us this la-di-da, we look them straight in the face and say, well, wait a minute, how come I didn't know about this before now? How come y'all didn't know we ain't had an audit for 3 years? Or you knew we didn't have one, how come you didn't make us get one? And I said, when Councilman Stokes brought me up before the city council to install me as the director of the person who would do a forensic audit for the city of Jackson, I have a master's degree, public administration from Jackson State, a law degree. So he just bring up somebody just to be putting somebody before them. This was to do a forensic audit of the city of Jackson. The mayor, Anton Lumumba, nixed it. How did he nix it? He had his 4 council members, Brian Griselle, Virgil Lindsay, Angelique Lee at the time, and Aaron Banks, who they installed as president just to keep this audit from going forward. Why wouldn't you want a forensic audit? As I say, this ain't a gossip show, people. This is about facts. And why do we still don't have a forensic audit? A forensic audit would tell you where the money went. I had Councilman Vernon Hartley to tell me they had a department over there under Anton Lumumba, 17 employees that they didn't even know what they did. 17. And each one of them had a car. And then there was 2 extra cars. And they're wondering why we over budget. And they're only able to do that because we have council members that won't inform us. That's their role. Before it happens. To get our opinion. Your council members are supposed to be coming out into the wards, having regular meetings. But you know what? When these council members, a lot of them don't even know this. I guarantee you. A lot of them don't even know that that council seat is supposed to be a part-time job. Because they get paid part-time. And when they get in that office and find out what? They give less than part-time service. They should be out in the community as much as we need, as much as this city needs. They should constantly be out in the wards, finding out what are the people in my ward saying? What are their priorities? And what's getting ready to happen as opposed to what has already happened. That's their role. The superintendent of schools over there in that board, the school board, why we got less than 17,000 students and you can't pay teachers a salary that you want to get top-rate teachers coming in our schools? Why? When you can give the superintendent $50,000 raises at a time, and he already was making $230,000. Why? With a C-rated school district. Why? These are the questions they don't want us to ask. People. We deserve the best. They want us to have this mindset that we always got to have second best. We deserve, for some reason, we deserve second best. Our children are important. Our prison system shouldn't be crowded with us. There's a reason for that. But here I'm saying, if you got some answers, hey, everybody's interested in hearing answers. Well, I'm not interested in here to fuss with nobody. But that ain't about. But I know one thing, registering and voting would help solve this problem, and voting for the right people. But you got a lot of people who want to stand on the sideline and point the fingers at us. But we can cure this. We have, and again, I'm telling you, the whole world know this, everybody watch. We as African Americans have been in charge of Jackson and Hinds County for almost 30 years. I ain't talking about we just started yesterday. We've been in charge for almost 30 years. Okay, the white folks, the white community, they have a 200-year head start on us, but that don't mean we should stay here. Go ahead, Carter, you on there.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
I'm so glad that you said the same thing I've been saying, and you talked about me, because I talked about Chokeway and how he had finished taking Jackson down through there. And I asked him, I said, what did Chokeway do in favor of Jackson? I pay for the airport. Well, and you find the airport, it ain't for one airline out there, one or two.
Right,
You fight for the zoo and all animal days.
right.
So what do you? Yeah. So what has he done? You got the zoo, you got the airport. They ain't making no money because everybody left. So what is the point of us still being charged of it and it's not prospering us in any kind of way? And we act like something is wrong with us, like that. They really retarded. And then the thing, the sad part about it, they was willing to re-elect Chokeway again and know that each time he's been in office, he finished running Jackson in the ground.
Yeah.
A tribute to running Jackson in the ground along with the other blacks that was in charge.
Right.
And then there's councilmen and all those people that's in charge that's been in office the last, as long as they have, need to be gone. Because they've already got fat. They say fat pigs in office. And Jackson's never going to change as long as they got those same people in charge doing the same thing over and over again. The whole kid stuff and all of them, they're a joke. All of them need to be gone.
Thank you for your call, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. You know, I'm glad. I appreciate all I call. I do, and I'm glad that people hear me and are responding. You know, like I say, I'm not here to argue with anybody. And you don't necessarily have to agree with me. You might not even agree with the solution I have. But I guarantee you it works. I guarantee you it works. We register and we vote and we pay attention to these people who are over our money. This is our money. Now, when you think about every dollar that's spent in Jackson, every dollar that's spent in Hinds County, every dollar that's spent in Jackson Public School is in the control of some black people who don't have to answer to white folks about how they're going to spend that money. Let's get that clear. The city of Jackson does not have to ask the legislature how it's going to spend this budget. Once the city of Jackson confirms the budget, that $434 million to the school, that money is under control of the superintendent and the school board that has 5 black members out of 7. And nobody can tell them how to spend that money. So when we understand that, we can understand that why I say politics is local. We need to look and monitor these people who are in control of. This is our money. And we shouldn't have private schools in the city looking better, white private schools, I should mention, looking better than the public school. I remember when Forest Hill out there was all white, it looked like a college campus. Go out there and look at it now. Go out there and look at it now. So people, we're going to get this thing straight. I believe it. We're not a dumb people. We're not stupid. We've been ignorant, but that can be cured. That can be cured with proper information. So people have put me here. They intend for me to be here, and I intend to be here. I'm going to bring you the facts, people. Thank you. This is Standing for the People. I'm Ali Shamsuddin. Have a good night.